Without question, the single biggest problem new and even experienced forklift operators have when operating in tight areas is the rear steer effect. It's such a problem, in fact, an entire section is dedicated to it. Most forklift drivers just seem to get a mental block whereby they try to operate a lift truck like an automobile. You can't. The dynamics are completely different. With most warehouses, space is at a premium, so the aisles are set up tight. This makes positioning yourself correctly for a 90-degree turn in an aisle very tough. Open docks are arguably the most grave danger with respect to rear swing. Just like in a pool game, you need to think 2 shots ahead. When operating a forklift, think at least 2 turns ahead. Understand that every time you turn the steering wheel, that back end is going wide in one direction or the other. In 2003, an untrained employee jumped on a forklift and, as you can see, the results were fatal. Be warned, if one wheel goes off a ledge, the entire forklift is going off the ledge. Here is yet another real-world example. The power plant in this film has a lower-level boiler room with a 15-foot fall. This grating, you see, can't handle the weight of their 16,000-pound forklift. One wrong turn, and a driver could drop on pipes carrying 500-degree steam. So then, how do you compensate for rear steer? Simple. Just keep in mind you're not driving on the streets, so you don't always have to stay on the right side of the road, so to speak. To set up a left turn, position yourself on the left side of the aisle. Here is another look at the most common trap operators fall into. See how he was over too far to the right when making a left turn? This is what you're trying to avoid. During the hands-on section, the rear steer effect will probably be the key aspect you'll train on. Your instructor will set up a series of cones about 6 to 8 feet apart. You'll be required to serpentine through them. Hint: learn to use your front wheel as the pivot point, and don't overcorrect your steering. It looks easy, but this exercise gets even the best of them.
I've seen it time and time again. Very experienced lift truck drivers who still have not mastered the skill of dealing with the rear swing effect. During the hands-on section, I have a little item I refer to as
the orange cones of death,
which humbles even the best forklift drivers. They get themselves in a hole and they just can't seem to dig their way out. As a professional and competent lift truck operator, you must learn to compensate for the rear swing effect, or the chances of you leaving this job without seriously hurting a pedestrian or damaging property are about nil.